Welcome to Drunk Bible Study. This show's mission is to read every single word of the greatest story ever told. A warning to our listeners, the hosts of this show are sinners, but they're doing their best. There will be drinking and there may be some swears. They did say they'd try to keep it clean, but I wouldn't put my money on it.
I'm Emily, and this is Drunk Bible Study, where my good friends Dedeker and Jace teach me, a born and raised atheist, all about the Bible. So, Jason Dedeker, how are we doing today? I see you fighting over who's going to talk first.
Yes, it's going super great. And the question is that all the listeners are going to be wondering, wait, were they fighting over who has to talk first or who gets to talk first? And you'll never know, because it really varies week to week. Which of us wants to or doesn't want to?
Yeah, who's jockeying for which position?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But yeah, doing well. Doing well. Excited to get back to a pure numbers-based episode. None of that psalm nonsense sneaking in there.
Yeah, that was kind of funny.
I actually really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Did you really?
It was nice.
Yeah. I kind of wish we did that
diversion.
More. We're going to do it more in the future, where we're going to have more like psalms kind of peppered in, but not for the next while now. I think we've got a couple months or so of episodes where it's just numbers. We're just going to keep on trucking through numbers like we usually do.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, yeah.
So, Emily, before we start, do you remember what we read last time?
So, obviously, Psalms. It was some metaphorical God stuff. Right,
but
it was
do you remember more
God as a metaphor?
Kind of.
About part of me is like raising and lowering. Why do I want to say that?
Raising and lowering. That's
okay.
Curious.
Yeah. No, I'll take that.
Okay.
In a very metaphorical sense. So this episode.
That's what I said. It's metaphorical.
This psalm was kind of about life and death. And how our lives are very short and insignificant compared to Yahweh and stuff like that.
I remember now. And God has so much going on that, we are but a blink in his eye. And
it didn't say that line, but that's good. Yeah, you're writing your own song.
We're just a freaking like blip in his contact lens.
Yeah. Oh, another person just came and went. Yeah. And I do remember we talked about fringe, not in Psalm, but in something else.
Oh, the prayer shawls.
Correct.
Yes.
And the fringe.
I was thinking of the TV show, and I was very confused.
Oh, I was thinking of bangs. So.
Yeah, see, when you have bangs, and Jace, you know this, you're a frickin' hairstylist boy.
Uh-huh.
Fringe.
Yeah. No, I know that yes, our friends in Britannia call it fringe, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's funny because when you say bangs to them, they think you mean like tatas or something.
That true?
That's what I've heard, yeah.
Dedeker, you need to ask.
I have a direct source.
Yeah, go find out.
On all things British, the authority on all things British. I'll ask Alex.
Yeah, do that. Cause
what I heard from someone was, she was like, yeah, when you call them bangs, it's like, what does that mean? Is that like boobs or what are you talking about? Like
what?
Well, that just implies confusion. That doesn't imply that they were like, oh, it's definitely boobs.
But more that, that the feeling of the word has to do with boobs. But yeah,
I'm ready to cut to the feeling, and I want to know, what are we drinking today?
I have a beautiful Dogfish Head 60-minute IPA. Oh. It is hoppy AF, but real good. Real good.
Nice.
Speaking of hoppy AF, I'm drinking an Elysian Space Dust IPA.
Oh, yeah, there's hops on both, see?
Oh, yeah, look, they have pictures of hops. My hops is sort of vomiting at the
space
camera.
Dust.
Yeah,
Ew.
vomiting space
dust. My hops
dust.
They're not like personified. They just
your
look
hops?
like
they have
hops.
like a coffee. Oh no, it's a shark. It's a little shark.
It's the dogfish.
Okay, it's the
dog
dogfish.
shark. Right. The shark dog. Yeah.
I'm just drinking a Negra Modelo.
Wow, so
Modelo
this
Negro.
is an all beer day. That doesn't happen
Yeah.
that often, except when Kurt sends us beer. So that's exciting.
yeah, we have boring beer now because not fun Kurt's fun beer.
That's true. It's not
anymore.
Fun Kurt's fun beer. TM, TM, TM. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Kurt, get on that. Send us more fun Kurt's fun beer.
Fun Kurt's fun beer. I like that. That's
Yeah, we
a
did
good,
Some
that's a good
FKFB,
brand name.
TM.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I
into
love
that.
that. Yeah. All right, what are we reading today?
Today, we are reading 2 chapters, Numbers 16 and 17. 17's
That's it.
real short. So what are we
Okay.
doing? Are we splitting up 16? Is that the plan?
Yeah, we got to split up the first one.
Okay,
And
so-
then someone takes a little shorty at the end.
So Emily and I
starting.
are going to split, and then Dedeker's going to finish us off with number 17.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
As we get
Sweet.
started, we want to remind all of our listeners to read responsibly and drink responsibly.
You can drink your beer with us, or you can listen to us while you're in the car.
But please do not do both at the same time, even though it is crisp and refreshing. And with that, let's start off with number 16. Okay, interesting. Now, Korah, the son of Izar, the
It's
son
like
of Korah.
Korah, like the Legend of Korah. You
Oh,
know,
okay.
Like the cartoon.
Korah, the son of Izar. Izar?
Really? I would have said Ijar. I don't know.
I wouldn't have. Okay, Ijar?
I have no idea. What would you have guessed, Dedeker?
I would have said Izhar.
Izhar?
Yeah, I would guess that it doesn't matter.
Now Korah, the son of the son of Izar, the son of Kohath, the son of Levi. Wow, how many son of?
It's 4 generations there.
Yeah.
With Dathan, and Abraham.
You're putting extra letters in there.
I know, Abiram.
Abiram.
I'm sorry, I put extra letters in because I'm like, these do not go together.
You're like, I
Abiram.
need these extra letters as glue to make it all cohere.
Exactly,
Yeah.
to stick them all together. So with Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, and On,
Uh-huh.
the sons of Peleth.
Why is that making you laugh?
It just seems very small. Sons of Reuben took men.
In brackets, men.
Okay.
This just
Okay,
seemed
so
like
all these
took.
people who are sons of sons of sons of sons took some men.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh shit! And they rose up before Moses with certain of the children of Israel. 250 princes of the congregation called to the assembly men of renown.
250 princes? That's a lot of princes. I didn't realize they had so many princes.
Princes are high in supply and therefore low in value in this congregation.
Okay, let's move on.
So they were men of renown, and they assembled themselves together against Moses and against Aaron. Oh no, God's not going to like that. And said to them, "You take too much on you, seeing all the congregation are holy, every one of them, and Yahweh is among them. Why then lift you up yourselves above the assembly of Yahweh?" Oh,
So
here
like,
we
why
go.
are you so great?
When Moses heard it, he fell on his face.
They just knocked him over with their words. He just couldn't
I just
even
love that. It's
handle
like
it.
it's like in a video game when somebody like ragdolls. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
I think of when Moses is falling on his
Moses
face.
is just like slippy sliding all around because the physics engine is just like way too eager.
Yeah, exactly. It just like it needs to calm down. Like that's what I imagine when Moses falls on his face. So, okay. He spoke to Legend of Korah and to all his company, saying, "In the morning Yahweh will show who are his."
Ooh. Okay.
Good job with the language of the English. "And who is holy, and will cause him to come near to him, even him whom he shall choose will he cause to come near him.
So Moses is like, Yahweh's gonna be the judge of that.
I see. So they come and they're
how
like,
this was written?
it was, yeah. But like, okay, let's try to put it into more understandable English. So basically,
with the message,
Korah the explorer,
No, we can do it.
and his friends were like, "Hey, Moses and Aaron, why you gotta be so cool and like powerful and stuff? Aren't we all God's chosen people?" And Moses,
and
once Moses was done like clipping through the ground
right,
and stood up.
and he's like, "Just you wait."
Some of you out there understood that reference.
Yeah, he's like, "Just you wait. Come tomorrow. Yahweh's gonna show you who's who and who's not who." Because
Okay, hang on. Pause.
Okay.
How do you think Yahweh's going to do it? Is it going to be like,
he's going to murder
I'm just
the hell
going
out
to
of
murder
these
everyone
people.
who's not holy? Do you think it's going to be like Moses has had done to him before? He's going to have like a shiny face. All the holy people are going to have a shiny face. Are they going to prophesy like that happened once where, he caused the spirit to go into them and they all prophesied briefly? What's it going to be?
Because it says that Yahweh will choose who he will cause to come near to him. What if it's sort of like the tabernacle becomes sort of magnetic?
Yeah,
But
and they
just
just
for-
float
Shoot.
away.
But
they
just for the
float
cool
towards
people.
them.
Yeah, and everyone else just floats away. Like,
Oh, that would be cool. No, I
Right.
see like all the good people like floating like towards the tabernacle, and then they all get stuck and they're like, oh, everyone's like on me. But
Yeah.
we're cool, so it's fine.
but while like maybe the rest around it, burns up or something
Whoa.
bad, right? So it's like they got
Dang.
saved by getting magneted to the tabernacle.
Magnets, bitch. Yeah, okay.
Okay, well, I can't wait to see what it actually is.
So, okay, are we on 6?
Yep.
This do, colon.
Okay, hold on. Pause.
What?
Okay. It says this do. So what translator and speaker of English was like, instead
Dedeker,
of saying
I've
do
been
this,
asking
I'm going to
myself
say
this.
this do.
This do.
though.
Shit. This do.
This do. Maybe, I don't know. It almost sounds sort of like programming language,
It is. Yeah.
It's like,
This do.
yeah, this do. What's funny is I'm trying to look at what other translations say this do, because most of them say either, so do this, or
Yeah.
say, Korah the explorer, do this. Right?
Yeah, like any normal person would
like
say.
any normal speaker of English. But okay, the ones that say this do is the American Standard Version, the Darby translation, the King James. Okay, so this is legit. King James says this
Jeez.
do.
What? Is everything legit with King James?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I
Okay.
like this. The Septuagint Bible says
What?
This do ye. :
Oh, I like that. That's
Yeah.
better.
What is the
but that makes
Tyndale
more
Bi-
sense.
What does Tyndale
like,
say?
Adding ye just makes it make a little bit more sense than
This
just this
do ye. Yeah, like
Yes.
you do this, but just,
Yeah.
in Old English and backwards.
Okay, it's like they saw the translation of this do ye, and they're like, we're going to make this modern by taking out ye. And they ended up with this do. Didn't really take it to the next step.
Okay, I am curious to know what they do, though.
Oh, can I tell you about Tyndale?
Yeah, what's Tyndale got to say?
Tyndale says, this do. That's DOO :
What?
Oh,
Like doo-doo? Like Dedeker?
DOO. This do.
do. Wow.
Take fire a pennis, thou Korah, and all the company.
Oh, excuse me, I have not read that yet. Stop. Okay, this do, take your censers, like
incense,
censor?
like incense sensors.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
those things that you swing around.
Take your censers, Korah, and all his company, and put fire in them, and put incense on them before Yahweh tomorrow, and it shall be that the man whom Yahweh does choose, he shall be holy. You take too much on you, you sons of Levi. Okay.
Well, okay.
I'm so
I think
confused.
he's like, okay,
Who said
Yahweh's
this?
gonna. So like
Who's-
Yahweh's
was
gonna
this
bless
Moses?
some particular incense. Also, you're a little
this
too big for
Yahweh?
your britches, you sons of Levi.
Yeah, I like
that's how
it.
I'm interpreting that.
So, okay. Wait, Moses said all this.
Yeah,
Did
Moses
he say
is saying
it
all this.
from the ground is what I want to know.
From
Did
his
he
face on the ground, yes.
Correct.
Yeah. That's a good question. Did he get back up in between?
He fell down. Is he like looking up at them, like being like, "This do ye, do ye? Yeah, you do you? Whatever."
He's like, "This do,
this do."
Yeah, okay, but I like that he just sort of turns it around here, and he's like, right, because the legend of Korah came up to him and was like, "You take too much on you. Why do you lift yourselves up above the rest of us?" And he's like, "How about you take some incense, and then Yahweh will choose who's holy. You take much on you." You know, just
so he is still kind of throwing it back in their faces.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the sons of Levi who are
Yep.
going after this higher power. They're like, you know what? We don't get to have land or anything. We're over this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Right. Yeah, because they are part of the house of Levi.
I think they are kind
so
of
the
like...
same house as Aaron and Moses.
They're
Got
like,
it.
supreme executive power can't be
Yeah.
given by some kind of weird floating cloud.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
All right. Moses
Really,
said to Korah, "Hear now, you sons of Levi. Seems it but a small thing." I'm sorry. When I say something kind of ironically, that's when it's in brackets. "Seems it but a small thing to you that the God of Israel has separated you from the congregation of Israel to bring you near to himself, to do the service of the tent of Yahweh, and to stand before the congregation to minister to them. And that he has brought you near, and all your brothers, the sons of Levi, with you, and seek you the priesthood also?"
All right. So Moses is like, you're already like of the chosen people. You're already like the extra chosen people because you're the Levites.
Yeah.
You know, Yahweh's made you
yet-
special and put you in service, and yet you're still grabbing for more power.
Of course they are. Of
Yeah.
course.
It's a good. It's turning it back around. He's a very clever politician, this Moses.
You know, Moses, yeah, he understands. He may be like God's patsy, but he still he still knows what's what. So therefore, you and all your company are gathered together against Yahweh and Aaron. What is he who you murmur against him? Moses sent to call Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, and they said, "We won't come up."
It's like, we'd rather stay out of this, really.
You know what?
I don't know why we got name dropped in the first
Never mind.
description of this. We really
Never
didn't
mind.
want any part of this.
It is a small thing that you have brought us up out of a land flowing with milk and honey to kill us in the wilderness, but you must needs make yourself also a prince over us. Oh.
Okay, wait. So this is part of their response?
Yeah, they're throwing the same thing back at them, that they're like, yeah, Moses, you've already done these really impressive things of bringing us out of Egypt, but you also insist on... No, okay, you disagree. You're shaking your head at me.
I disagree. No, like, look at what they said. They said, "Is it a small thing that you've brought us up out of the land flowing with milk and honey
I
to kill us
see.
in the wilderness?"
I did not have very good reading comprehension.
Right. They're
Because
saying,
I'm drinking a beer.
Yes. Well, so they're saying, like, wait a minute, you brought us out of the land of Egypt where everything was great. This is like the people who are like, well, things
To
were great
kill us
back
all
in
in
the
the
40s
wilderness.
or back in the 60s. You know, they're like, things were better back in the day.
Back in the 40s, who's alive that was alive in the 40s? I mean,
Plenty of
probably some
people.
Plenty of people.
Yeah.
Jeez, come
All
on.
right. The dem baby boomers dough.
Yeah, but right, so they're you know, reminiscing about those days when we were slaves in Egypt and everything was great and we had all the milk and honey we could want, and now we're out here dying in the wilderness. I think these kids are young and they just don't remember, but still, right? Their grandparents, you know, told them stories about what it was like back in the day. And so yeah, no, I think they're being like, we aren't going to be any part of this. Like, who the heck are you to think that you are the king of us or prince of us?
Yeah. So, moreover, you haven't brought us into a land flowing with milk and honey, nor given us inheritance of fields and vineyards. Will you put out the eyes of these men? We won't come up.
Will you put out
So-
like they're suspecting that he's gonna stab a lab everyone in the eyes?
Yeah, I think they're saying, like, you've treated us like doo-doo. Like, You haven't even letting us own any land, and so you're still gonna screw us over by punishing us? No, we're not gonna. We're not coming near yet.
Okay. So apparently Moses was very angry and said to Yahweh, "Don't respect their offering. I have not taken one donkey from them, neither have I hurt one of them." What?
Yeah, it's just like, because apparently he didn't feel like Yahweh was maybe paying attention. But he's like, don't listen to them. I've been cool. You haven't been around all the time, I guess.
Well, I've not put out any eyes. Don't listen to their lies. Yeah.
I've been cool. I've been cool. They're being weird.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Okay. Moses said to Legend of Korah, "You and all your company go before Yahweh, you and they and Aaron tomorrow. And take every man his censer and put incense on them, and bring you before Yahweh every man his censer. 250 censers, you also and Aaron each his censer."
Okay, so everyone's got a censer. I don't know if you picked up on that.
Yeah, there's 250 of them.
All of them.
Uh-huh.
These are the princes that are 250.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So they took every man his censer and put fire in them and laid incense thereon and stood at the door of the tent of meeting with Moses and Aaron. Korah assembled all the congregation against them to the door of the tent of meeting, and the glory of Yahweh appeared to all the congregation. I want to know what Yahweh looks like.
I think you've asked that many times before.
Yeah.
Well, I know. I want to know. Like, when they're saying that he's appearing to them, is he just like bright light? We should look this up. Let's look it up.
I don't think anyone's
not now,
gonna,
but for
no one's gonna have a clear.
Oh, come on! You don't think Google image search has some cool stuff?
I'm sure it has cool stuff. Okay, we can do a Google image search later for the bonus content.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Okay, so. Yahweh spoke to Moses and to Aaron, saying, "Separate yourselves from among the congregation, that I may consume them in a moment."
Boy. Oh, dear.
Boy.
Here it comes.
They all fell on their faces. They fell on their faces.
Oh, so Yahweh said that out loud so they could hear that too. So Yahweh was like, "Hey, Moses, Aaron, just step aside.
No, I think, no.
Shot.
Yahweh just said that to Moses and Aaron.
Okay, I'm just going to stop talking.
No, hey, I'm sorry. I'm just really good at reading, and also haven't had any dinner, and so this beer is really going straight to my head.
Me too.
But it says verse 23, right? Yahweh spoke to Moses saying, wait, sorry, not that one.
See,
verse 20.
Who's so
verse
good
20,
at reading?
I know. I'm not good at counting. I'm good at reading. Verse 20 says, Yahweh spoke to Moses and to Aaron, saying.
I get you.
Right?
Yes, they say. And Yahweh says, "Separate yourselves from among this congregation, that I may consume them in a moment."
Right. Because he's like, basically like, I'm going to waste these fools.
Yes.
Duck.
Yes.
Wait, no, but this is, okay, so Moses and Aaron fell on their faces.
Okay,
Again, that's what they're saying. So they fell on their faces and said, "God, the God of all the spirits of all flesh, shall one man sin, and will you be angry with all the congregation?" And God is like, obviously. Come on.
Like, have you
met me?
Looked at my CV at all?
Have we been doing this dance for a while now? Come on, guys. Come on. Okay. So Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, "Speak to the congregation, saying, get away from around the tent of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram." Moses rose up and went to Dathan and Abiram, and the elders of Israel followed him. Jace, I believe that's you.
Oh, you're passing it off to me now. Okay.
Yeah, it's
right,
26.
we're halfway through.
Go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. So it sounds like Yahweh maybe was like, okay, fine. I'm only going to destroy these tents, so get people to back away. Right? Is that what you're getting from this?
Yes, sure. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
sure.
let's find out. He spoke to the congregation, saying, "Depart, I pray you, from the tents of these wicked men, and touch nothing of theirs, lest you be consumed in all their sins." So they got them up from the tent of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. I like Emily's pronunciation of it.
What would you say?
Abiram? maybe?
Yeah, I would say Abiram.
Oh,
yeah.
Or Abiram. Yeah.
But I like Abiram.
Abiram is good, yeah. So they got them up from
Like
the tent
baby.
of Korah, Dathan,
Baby Ram, Abiram.
and Baby Ram on every side. And Dathan and Abiram came out and stood at the door of their tents, and their wives, and their sons, and their little ones.
Oh,
Whoa.
dear.
Oh, dear, yeah. Moses said, "Hereby you shall know that Yahweh has sent me to do all these works, for I have not done them of my own mind." Those were in brackets. Yeah.
So many brackets in this episode.
"For I have not done them of my own mind. If these men die the common death of all men, or if they be visited after the visitation of all men, then Yahweh hasn't sent me." What?
Well, keep reading.
Did you understand that?
No, keep
No.
reading. It'll make more sense.
But if Yahweh make a new thing, and the ground open its mouth and swallow them up,
Wrong.
with all that appertain to them, and they go down alive into Sheol, which is the underworld,
Yes.
then you shall understand that these men have despised Yahweh. I still don't understand.
Oh, so he's saying if
At
these
all.
dudes just die of natural causes at a ripe old age, or I don't know about the visitation thing, I can't speak to that, then clearly, Yahweh has nothing to do with this and they're innocent. But if Yahweh happens to be innovative and just happens to open up the ground and swallow up all these people and their families and their stuff, then you know that these people are guilty. It's kind of like the whole poison your wife if you think that
If
she
she's
cheated
cheating,
on
yeah.
you.
Yeah. I see. So their visitation, it means the visitation of death. I see. So if death visits them
see.
in the way that it does for
Fascinating.
normal people, then they're cool. But if they get swallowed up by the earth. Okay, got it. Okay. It happened, as he made an end of speaking all these words, that the ground split apart
Whoa.
that was under them, and the
Whoa.
earth opened its mouth and swallowed them up, and their
Wrong.
households, and all the men who appertained to Korah, and all their goods.
Bye-bye, Legend of Korah. Or is this the Legend of Korah?
More like the tragedy of Korah.
Yeah, there's a legend of Korah, the Korah that died. So they and all that appertained to them went down alive into Sheol, and the earth closed on them, and they perished from among the assembly.
How many people are dying on a daily, weekly, monthly basis here?
Well, if
It's like
there's
a
so
lot
many
right
of
now.
them, kind of got to cull numbers, I suppose.
Yeah, that's true. They're getting a
Yes,
little
but
too big.
gracious.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. But yeah, I think that's the idea, though, right? Is that this time right now, I think because Yahweh is pissed that they didn't go take Canaan, and now people are also trying to take power away from Moses and Aaron.
So it's clearly Yahweh's just trying to hang on to the status quo
I
right
see.
now.
Okay.
And he has a zero tolerance policy for anyone trying to shake up the status quo.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
you're
he's
right.
Yahweh.
You're right.
You don't like that. Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
All Israel that were around them fled at the cry of them.
Whoa.
For they said, "Lest the earth swallow us up, we're gonna run."
Right? Exactly.
Oh, fire came forth from Yahweh and
Okay.
devoured the 250
Whoa.
men
Jeez.
who
Whoa,
offered
okay,
the
see?
incense.
They died.
Kind of
Goodbye.
a 1-2 punch there, opening up the ground and the fire.
Remember
Gosh.
when Moses was like, "Oh God, don't do that."
Slow to,
and,
no, God, you'll be a slow to anger kind of God, and
Yeah.
compassionate and quick to
and
forgive.
he was like, "Yeah, okay, Moses, fine. I'll just kill these people." Psych, never mind, all of them.
Well, okay, I'm just going to take Yahweh's side right now, because Yahweh was
boy.
like, "Hey, you two, step aside. I'm going to smote all of these
Smote him.
dingleberries," right? And instead they were like, no, don't do everybody. And then Yahweh's like, fine, get everyone away from those tents. Oh, and also those 250 princes, I'm going to wipe them out too. But that's better than everybody, which I think is what Yahweh was kind of...
I mean,
like,
Yahweh
clearly I'm a very
has
forgiving,
wanted-
compassionate God, because I didn't kill everybody.
He's wanted to kill everybody
It's
for
like,
a while,
okay,
though.
but that's the thing, though. He killed everybody with the flood, right? With the
Yep.
flood, he really was like, okay,
Except for
everyone except
Noah.
for Noah and his family, done with them, get rid of them, done. And now it's like ever since then, I was going to make a really terrible analogy. But I'll make a slightly better analogy. It's like your boyfriend cheats on you, but you still stay together. And then ever since then, you can't have any complaints because it's like, well, at least I ended up cheating on you again, or at least it's not as bad as when I cheated on you. I think that's what it is with Yahweh, is where he's like, at least it's not as bad as when I killed everybody on the entire freaking globe. You should be grateful.
Okay.
I mean they weren't around for that, so I don't know if they like really care.
I would maybe see it more as like Yahweh is now like, all right, if you do something bad, I'm going to kill you and all your family still, obviously. But I'm not going to kill you and all your family and everyone you know. So be grateful for that. You know?
I am merciful.
He's like, you should see what happens in Canaan. Those gods, you know, you really should be grateful.
Yeah. You're not sacrificing babies. Don't forget about that.
Yeah.
Boy, okay, where did we leave off?
36.
Yeah.
Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, speak to Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, that he take up the censers out of the burning, and scatter you the fire yonder, for they are holy. The censers are holy, I guess? Okay. Even the censers...
So he's like, hey, Eleazar, guess what you get to do? Here's some tongs. Good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember how well it had, like, your brothers dealt with fire in the past.
This doesn't
Good
trigger
luck
you.
with that.
Oh, gosh, I didn't even think about that. That's awful. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Even the censers of these sinners against their own lives, and let them be made beaten plates for a covering of the altar. For they offered them before Yahweh. Therefore they are holy, and they shall be a sign to the children of Israel.
I think really they were like, gosh, that's like a lot of silver to waste. We really should.
Right.
We really should recycle. It's just that's a lot of silver that's just going to waste.
Was it silver? How do you know?
I don't know, or whatever
silver?
the censers are made of. Was it bronze? I forget. Was
I
it
don't
gold?
know.
I don't know. It was a lot of some kind
of
of precious metal where they were like, okay, let's just bend over backwards and say like, well, they're still holy technically because they were offered to Yahweh, so it's not bad for us to just like be picking them out of their like blackened, clawed up fingers hanging onto their censers, and we'll just use them, you know?
Jeez, okay.
Recycle, reduce, reuse.
Right. Eleazar, the priest, took the brazen censers, which those who were burnt, or dead, had offered, and they beat them out for a covering of the altar, to be a memorial to the children of Israel, to the end that no stranger who isn't the seed of Aaron comes near to burn incense before Yahweh, that he not be as the legend of Korah and his company.
It's more like the cautionary tale of Korah.
Yeah.
I see, yeah.
As Yahweh spoke to him by Moses. Right, so they do a covering. It's interesting, though, this covering of the altar, the idea that then so other people won't bring incense before Yahweh, like they're also building a cover around it? Like maybe extra, shelter around this weapon of mass destruction or something.
Yeah, maybe.
It's probably a good idea. Like, all things considered, probably a good idea.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, okay. But on the next day, all the congregation
don't learn, do they?
All the congregation of the children of Israel murmured against Moses and against Aaron, saying, "You have killed the people of Yahweh."
You have killed the people of Yahweh.
That's
my murmur.
They murmured it. I see. You've killed the people of Yahweh.
Yeah,
it happened.
exactly.
It happened when the congregation was assembled against Moses and against Aaron, that they looked toward the tent of meeting, and behold, the cloud covering it, and the glory of Yahweh appeared.
Okay, I'm just going to say this. Like, okay. You can't, like, in certain countries, I'm not going to say which countries, but you can't, like, say anything bad about the government in certain countries.
Right.
Or else, like they will know and they will do something about it. And it's kind of like that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, God is the government, and
it's true. It's like no criticism, no dissension.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
You know
no
what I mean?
alternate thought.
Correct.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's kind of that response of like, what are you talking about? Like, we're generous and have been nothing but good to you. Also, you're dead now.
Bad boyfriend.
This kind of like
Bad
government leveled gaslighting.
Yeah,
Totally.
maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. The question though is the government in this metaphor Aaron and Moses, or is this Yahweh, or what?
No, I
right?
think it's definitely Yahweh. At the very least, Aaron and Moses are like, God, please don't kill everyone.
Hang on. Or is that government propaganda? Because they're like, we need to make a show that like, oh, we do care about the people. We do. We tried to advocate. We tried to be like, no, Yahweh, don't do it. We're the good guys. We still got to have the people on our side.
Right. Like, we actually saved all of you from dying, and only these 250 plus those other 3 guys and their families, or 2 guys or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Okay. So they came and murmured against Moses and Aaron, saying, "You have killed the people of Yahweh." It happened when the congregation was assembled.
You already read this verse. You're on verse 43.
Oh, dear. Yahweh appeared. Yep, sure did. Moses and Aaron came to the front of the tent of meeting. Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, "Get away from among this congregation, that I may consume them in a moment." Same thing again, right?
See?
They fell on their faces.
Again,
Of course they
just kind of
did.
ragdolling
Gosh.
all over the place in shock.
Is this like, I'm assuming they're in pain from falling on their faces.
Oh, you think
I
they
want to
like...
know.
Well, you know they're not literally falling on their faces.
Ugh, I didn't know that. I don't know.
This is a euphemism for like they bowed down like with their faces to the ground. Like they fell down in, what is it, obeisance? Some kind of fancy word.
I don't
Like,
know.
this is them groveling. They're groveling. That's what it means when they
Wait,
fell on their
what
faces.
is it in Japanese? It's the
Dogeza.
Oh, the dogeza.
Dogeza.
They're doing
Japanese
a dogeza.
dogeza.
Yes. Yeah.
That's exactly what they're doing. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, great. Moses said to Aaron, "Take they censer."
What? What?
Excuse me?
Excuse me?
Aaron looked at
Take
him
they
in a confused
censer.
manner. Yeah. Moses said to Aaron, "Take they censer, and put fire therein from off the altar, and lay incense thereon, and carry it quickly to the congregation, and make atonement for them. For there is wrath gone out from Yahweh. The plague is begun."
Oh no.
Another plague.
How many plagues?
Do you
Many.
think this is a disease plague, or more of like a metaphorical plague, meaning just
I think
like
it-
the
I think
killing
it's a
of-
An
disease
anger
plague.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Gracious. Oh, here we are, yeah.
Okay, hang on. I want to look at a translation of this. The Message says, "Moses said to Aaron, 'Take your censer and fill it with incense, along with fire from the altar. Get to the congregation as fast as you can. Make atonement for them. Anger is pouring out from God. The plague has started." Okay, yeah, pretty much.
So literal. Just so literal, the Message Bible.
Yeah, I mean, at least in this moment, it is very literal, yes.
Yeah.
Aaron
like it.
took as Moses spoke and ran into the midst of the assembly, and behold, the plague was begun among the people, and he put on the incense and made atonement for the people. He stood.
Wait, what do you mean put on the incense?
Like,
You know,
burned it up.
Like putting
Just
on the
burned it?
Ritz.
Yeah, putting on the Ritz. That's
Putting
a
on
good.
the incense.
Yeah, putting on the incense. Yeah.
Okay.
He stood between the dead and the living, and the plague was stayed.
Oh.
Now those who died by the plague were 14,700, besides those who died about the matter of Korah. Aside from those ones. Aaron returned to Moses to the door of the
14,000?
tent of meeting, and the plague was stayed.
I'm sorry, everyone. I'm just going to say this. Everyone's dead now.
So I'm trying to picture this though. So they're like, everyone comes up and it's like, "You killed everybody. You're bad." And they beg for Yahweh not to kill everybody. And then Moses is like, "Quick, grab that incense, go out and save people." And Aaron runs out there, and the plague happens like right then. And Aaron,
That's a great question.
and Aaron stands between the living and the dead. Like he sort of like puts his hand out, and the big like force field goes around, and like everyone just like withers and dies outside of it, and everyone inside is saved, and 14,700 people died from this like insta plague.
Yeah,
I mean, I would buy it.
I mean, that's
that sounds like a great movie,
right? I'm like, that's a cool scene. I think we should film that and
perfect.
Do some visual effects. It'll be great.
Yeah, we'll give that one to you, Jace. How about
I
that?
just can't even imagine what's going to happen next. This was all just Yahweh killing people, his own people.
Well, Dedeker,
they didn't do what he said.
Get to read all about it. Yeah, but do they ever?
Sometimes I think they've gone through periods. I feel like there've been like
he really rules with an iron fist. Is the thing?
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
He does. Yeah.
All right, number 17.
Gosh.
Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, "Speak to the children of Israel and take of them rods, one for each father's house." So, I'm sorry. It's
We're like
every time in this book, it's so hard to predict. I could not have predicted that this is where we're going, talking about collecting rods. I'm just like, what?
Collect of them rods?
Rods.
Yeah. Is it rods? Does the message say rods? In the message, it's probably like candy canes or something ridiculous. What is it?
Oh my god.
No, it's funny. Okay, so the translations I get, looking through lots of different ones here, some say staffs.
Okay.
Some say walking
wands?
sticks.
Oh.
No one has
wands?
said wands yet. Hold on. Let's see. Rods. Staves. There's only one that said walking sticks. Okay. Rods. A lot of them say rods.
Speak to the children of Israel and take of them rods, one for each father's house, of all their princes according to their father's houses. 12 rods. Okay. Write you every man's name on his rod.
Nice.
You shall write Aaron's name on the rod of Levi, for there shall be one rod for each head of their father's houses.
Okay, so it's not the name of the house.
Euphemisms just keep going.
Yeah, okay.
You shall lay them up in the tent of meeting before the testimony where I meet with you. It shall happen that the rod of the man whom I shall choose shall bud.
Oh, dear.
No.
And I will make to cease from me the murmurings of the children of Israel, which they murmur against you. But who is he choosing for?
Yeah.
For what?
It shall bud? So
like it'll start blooming?
Like flowers will come out of it?
Yeah.
But then, okay, that part I get, sort of. But then,
why are you shuddering, Emily? What is going on?
I don't know, because I'm thinking of rods blooming, okay?
Emily's... Emily.
What?
Is your mind in the gutter, Emily?
Yeah, I think it is.
This is where all of our minds were for a moment.
For a moment, but you stayed there.
No, I don't like the ideas of rods blooming, but please, by all means, continue.
Hold on, though. I'm the second part of this is what I'm confused about, and that's I will make to cease from me the murmurings of the children of Israel, which they murmur against you. That's the part where I'm like, how are these two thoughts connected?
I don't know. Maybe we'll find out. Moses spoke to the children of Israel, and all their princes gave him rods. For each prince one, according to their father's houses, even 12 rods. And the rod of Aaron was among their rods. I have a feeling there's a little foreshadowing here of whose rod is going to bud, as it were.
His rod may be included amongst them.
Okay, I'm sorry. Any way you dice and slice it, it's not the best wording.
Moses laid up the rods before Yahweh in the tent of the testimony. It happened on the next day that Moses went into the tent of the testimony, and behold, the rod of Aaron for the house of Levi was budded. Of
course,
and
it was.
Put forth buds and produced blossoms and bore ripe almonds. It didn't even just bud. It went through a whole life cycle.
Jeez, it's like a monarch butterfly up in here.
It also has nuts attached now.
Yeah, I like
see,
it.
Come on. And you get on my ass about this. Come on.
Moses brought out all the rods from before Yahweh to the children of Israel, and they looked and took every man his rod. Yahweh said to Moses, "Put back the rod of Aaron before the testimony to be kept for a token against the children of rebellion, that you may make an end of their murmurings against me, that they not die." Thus did Moses, as Yahweh commanded him, so did he. The children of Israel spoke to Moses, saying, Behold, we perish, we are undone, we are all undone. Everyone who comes near to the tent of Yahweh dies. Shall we perish, all of us? I think the whole congregation is finally like, this God sucks. Like,
wow.
This is a freaking occupational hazard.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they're scared. And I think that was the message, right? That was the...
Well, clearly that's the message of, like, this is how you control people, is through fear.
Right.
Constant fear, relentlessly applied.
Wow.
Well...
So... It's funny, maybe it's just because I was watching some, of Penn and Teller's Fool Us recently. Dedeker, you were watching this with me. But this whole trick of, all right, so from the audience, I need 12 people to give me their walking staffs, and we're going to write your name on it. So we know whose is who, right? Write your name on it. We're going to put them all behind this curtain here. And then, one of them ends up blossoming and having almonds and stuff. And it's like, what? It's Aaron.
Just having almonds.
Wow, that's
great.
The name's written there. I couldn't have planned this. Aaron and I have never met before, but
right.
here's his rod, all flowery and almondy.
But okay, all that I can say is that Aaron always wins. Aaron
it
always
is kind of
wins.
Yeah,
suspicious.
Aaron does always
I don't know
win.
what God's love affair with Aaron is, but I'm interested. I'm like, what's so great about Aaron? Really, what is
I think he's
it?
a shadow priest.
Oh,
I think he's the puppet.
Theory?
Oh, I have so many conspiracy theories.
What?
I can't even. Yeah, I think he's the
Okay.
puppet master behind everything. He's got to be.
Wow. Well, I'm interested to maybe hear more about that and maybe read about it, or just have you on the bonus episode talk to us about the shadow priest.
Just unload my conspiracy theories on the bonus
I'm really
episode.
interested in that. Well,
Great.
If you want to get a load of some of the stuff that we talked about in more depth on the bonus episode, join us for that next time. And until next week, we will be here thinking about the Bible. Can't wait for you to join us.
The whole week.
The whole week. I know I am.
Thank you for joining us for Bible study today. If you want even more Drunk Bible Study, including ad-free episodes, early releases, personal toasts to you on the show, and more, become one of our patrons at patreon.com/drunkbiblestudy. If you enjoy the show, take a moment to subscribe, and then write us a nice review on iTunes or Stitcher, letting other people know what you like about it. Find us on Twitter at DrunkBibleCast, on Instagram at DrunkBibleStudy, or send us an email to info@drunkbiblestudy.com. Drunk Bible Study is created and produced by Dedeker Winston, Emily Matlack, and me, Jace Lindgren. Our theme song is Book Club by Josh and Anand from their album Home of the. The theme song for the Book of Numbers is Motivator by Kevin MacLeod. For more information, visit us at drunkbiblestudy.com.